my loves, it's Simply Obsessed. Welcome to my channel and welcome to an apartment renovation for 1321 Chic Street. This is the apartment that belongs to the one and only Penny Pizzazz. It is situated in the fashion district in San Myshuno, and I have been wanting to give this apartment a renovation for quite some time. The reason why I never got around to doing it is because I'm not the best at creating floor plans, especially in apartments, because the space is really limited and I don't really know where a bathroom should go or where a laundry room should go. I just feel I'm not very confident when it comes to creating floor plans in apartments, but I decided to just go ahead and give this apartment a renovation and learn and practice and all that good stuff. I did cheat though because the layout for this apartment is pretty much what it was originally. I might have moved a wall over a space or two, and I did create an extra space for the laundry room, but I think this is good practice because I have to renovate more apartments and I just have to do it more to be able to come up with layouts that I'm satisfied with, and the more I do it, the better I'll get. So this was good practice, even though I kept it pretty much the same. This apartment is available in the Sims Gallery. It is called the Luxe 1321 Chic Street. In the description box below, there's a link that takes you directly to the gallery posting. So if you want to add it to your gameplay, click that link and you'll be taken right to the gallery posting for this apartment. When you add this apartment to your gameplay, make sure that you remember to add your doors and your walls. Now, a thing about adding apartments to the gallery is that you technically can't. You have to upload an apartment as a room in order for it to be posted on the gallery. So in order to do that, I had to delete the door and the wall that goes to the bathroom and the laundry room. So when you add this place to your gameplay, remember to add a wall and a door to separate your bathroom space and your laundry room from the rest of this apartment. I also suggest enabling move objects on. I did go ahead and play test some of the features in this apartment, like the trash can and the microwave. Everything else is pretty good, but I always suggest enabling move objects on, and make sure that you use the show hidden objects cheat, because some of those items that I've placed in here are from that cheat and they won't show up unless you enable the show hidden objects cheat. So yeah, remember to add your walls and your doors and to enable move objects on, as well as the show hidden objects cheat. Yes. So this apartment is valued at 48,193 simoleons. It's a pretty pricey place. Say that 5 times fast. Pretty pricey place. Yeah, I can't do that. But yeah, it's a pretty pricey place. That is because I wanted it to be luxurious and fancy and expensive, and I think I did a good job at pulling that off. I think that is because of the wallpaper that I use, as well as the little bits and pieces of detail that I threw in there. So if you're looking for some really fancy, luxurious wallpaper to really make your place come alive, I suggest using the wallpapers that come with Spa Day. They're really luxurious and nice, and I love them. So I used a lot of wallpaper that came from Spa Day. The wallpaper that has the vertical line in the center, that came from Spa Day, and then the wallpaper that's next to the bed that has that mirror with the light, that came from Spa Day. Also, that mirror with the light came from Spa Day, and the chair under the mirror with the light came from Spa Day. A lot of items came from Spa Day. If you really want to create a luxurious space, I definitely suggest using a lot of items from Spa Day. Now, my layout for this apartment is pretty much what it was originally, but I did add a divider for the sleeping area and the living room area. And I do want to say really quickly, if you hear a really weird screaming noise in the background, that is the wind. It is crazy windy where I am today, and you can hear that on the mic. At least I hear it, and I think it will show up. So if you hear a really weird screaming noise in the background, it's just the wind. Nobody's dying or being murdered. It's just the wind being really crazy today. But yeah, the dividing space. So the layout is pretty much what it was originally, but I did create a dividing wall to separate the sleeping space from the living room area. And I got that idea from a hotel that I stayed in a couple years ago. So a couple years ago, I went on a trip to Vegas and we stayed at the Vidara Hotel, and they have these suites that separate the living room space from the sleeping space, and they do that by having this wall that has a TV on each side. So if you're in bed, you can watch TV, but if you want to chill in the living space, like the couch area, there's a TV on the other side of the wall. So I tried to recreate that for the space, and I love it. I think it looks really good. I love this apartment. I am so happy that I got over my fears and decided to give it a go. The more I practice renovating apartments and figuring out layouts, the better I'll get, and that's something that I really want to improve on because I have to get over it. I mean, an apartment is such a limited amount of space, but you can really make it come alive and create a totally new space. You just have to practice, and that's what I have to do. I have to practice and figure out how to place bathrooms and living rooms and laundry rooms and all that. But overall, I love this space. I think it looks really nice. Now, I did add that cat scratcher by the laundry basket. Originally, I wanted to have this place be for a sim that has a cat, but I realized I would have no space for the little cat jungle gym or a water bowl, so I just left that little cat scratcher there for decoration. I think it looks pretty cool, but just know that there is no space for a cat here unless you delete a few things. I did want to have a cat jungle gym and all that, but the more I started to build, the more I realized that there was just not enough space for that. Now I am working on, what am I working on now? I'm adding some artwork to the walls. Now while I was building this place, I did add that poster over the couch, and I left the wall that's by the lamp, I left that empty. But as I was reviewing the footage, I realized how I did not like how empty that wall was over the lamp. So before I added this place to the gallery, I added a little poster, a movie poster over the lamp. And I added a trash can to the kitchen because while I was reviewing this footage, I realized that I forgot to add a trash can to the kitchen. So I threw one in there. I had to size it down and put it by the window. I did play test it, so even though it looks a little wonky, well, not wonky, even though it looks like it's in the way, trust me, it isn't. I went ahead and had Penny Pizzazz test it out herself, so it definitely works. I love the little work area in this apartment. I love the computer that was used, even though it's a desktop and we have laptops. I just love that computer so much. I'm trying to make sure that I use laptops more often, but I just love the look of that desktop. It looks really fancy, schmancy. It reminds me of a really expensive iMac. Yeah, is that what they call the desktops? I think so. But yeah, it reminds me of a really fancy Apple desktop computer, so that's why I use it a lot. But I do want to make sure that I use laptops more often because your Sims can put them in their inventory, and if they want to go to the library or to a cafe, they'll have a computer that they can take with them. So that's something that I'm going to start working on for future builds. Now here I'm working on the sleeping area. I just copied the same TV that's on the other side, throw in a couple knickknacks. I was going to have the lump of clay, but it kept sinking into the little counters that I use as a table, what am I trying to say? It kept sinking into the little makeshift table area that I made out of counters. So it was kind of like halfway in, halfway out, and it really bothered me. So I decided not to use the lump of clay. Here I am working on the kitchen. The kitchen gave me a little bit of trouble because I wasn't sure where to place things, and I'm not the best at cluttering small kitchens. So I had to shrink down the overhead cabinets. Eventually I figured out where to put the refrigerator, but I did have to go in a little later and add the trash can after the fact because I had one by the window, but then for some reason I deleted it. But yeah, the kitchen gave me the most trouble. It was just placing things because I want my Sims to be able to have a microwave and a coffee maker, but sometimes I'm not always able to pull that off because the space is so limited. But we do have a microwave in this kitchen, and there is a trash can. And right off from the kitchen, behind the little table, you'll see the little laundry space. I used a stacked washer and dryer, threw in a sink. There's a little bit of decor in there, but I really wanted to make sure that I incorporated a laundry room to spice up this place a little bit and make it different, because the layout is similar, but the original apartment didn't have a laundry room, so it was really important that I add one. And I'm really happy with this apartment. I love it. It's really fancy and schmancy and it looks luxurious, and I love the tones that I use. I wanted to use lots of browns, lots of earth tones, and I think I pulled it off. I hope that you guys love this apartment as much as I do. I am definitely going to start renovating apartments more often to help myself improve as a builder, so that way I can get the hang of creating layouts and all that good stuff, because the more you do it, the better you'll get. So yeah, I hope that you guys like this apartment as much as I do. Like I said earlier, it is available in the Sims 4 gallery. Make sure that you enable your move objects on, your show hidden objects cheat, and please make sure that you remember to add your walls and your doors. Hopefully this year, 2020, will be the year that we'll be able to add apartments to the gallery. There was a major update, so console players have access to the gallery now. I think the next two things that will make the gallery even more perfect is being able to add apartments and being able to choose which photo you want to use for your gallery postings, because sometimes you'll build this beautiful house and then the image that shows up in the gallery does not do your build any justice. It'll have like a really weird angle and there'll be a tree in the way and people can't really get a good look at your build. So hopefully those are some changes that come along to the gallery. Those things would really make me happy. I'm rambling because we're getting close to the end. Okay, so here we are. We are here at the screenshots. Couple pics of the build. I hope you like this place. My origin ID is simply obsessed to 8. I love you guys. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. You guys have the key to my heart, and I mean that 100% when I say that. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to receive upload notifications for my future uploads. I love you all. You all are amazing. And I hope that each and every one of you has a spectacular day, no matter who you are or where you are. And I will talk to you beautiful, amazing, spectacular. What's another word? Beautiful, amazing, spectacular, awesome people in my next video. Bye, guys.